what is up, everybody? Metal Biker Dude coming at you here. So, we have a request from a patron, and it's for Nahko. It's from Jared. It's for Nahko. Love letters to God. You know, and I got to tell you, when I open up OBS Studio, where I do the videos at, it always plays the first second or two before I can stop it. And let me show you what popped up here. I saw this right away. No matter what they ever do to us, we must always act for the love of our people and the earth. We must not react out of hatred against those who have no sense. And I don't know who John Trudell is, but I'm going to look into him, because that's what I do. I get fixated on things and I have to investigate. It's just my nature. But it got me to thinking before I even clicked start recording. It got me to thinking about this whole coronavirus, and and again, I don't want to spend the whole weekend talking about coronavirus. I want to try to escape it. But when I read this, it was like screaming at me. Whether it's some sort of virus or asteroid or some kind of global killer, do we want our last thought to be, I hate ... I hate black people. I hate white people. Is that really what our last thought should be? Or even within the same region as our last thought? Do we want it to be one of our last thoughts? Is that how we want to escape this world or leave this world? Escape was a bad term, but is that how we want to leave? We get so caught up in the minutia and the micro of our lives that we lose sight of things that are truly important. One thing about that's helped me out as a human being on this journey that I've been on, and this journey started out as music. A lot of you already know the story, so I'm not going to repeat it too much. But basically, my daughter told me, "Listen, all you listen to is heavy metal. Why don't you give this other stuff a chance? Why don't you try country music? At least try it to see if you can even give it a chance to like it or not. Why not try rap or hip hop and some old stuff that you don't listen to?" And it's taken me down this path that I never would have dreamed that I would have been involved in just as of 3 or 4 years ago. And I can tell you it's made a profound difference. And part of that profound difference that's taken place with me is you people. You people's a really bad term these days, but the YouTubers and the patrons and the people on Instagram and Twitter, you guys always give me something new to think about. And when I discovered Nahko, it was like it took me to a new level of thinking. Here I was kind of feeling as though I was making some strides in life, and I was. And I was making strides as a human being until I started listening to Nahko. And I realized, man, you got so much further to go. And I still have a long way to go. But I've come a long way. And that's what I should be celebrating. And I hope, and matter of fact, I don't hope because I know this to be true. All right. I know that there are people out there that have adjusted their lives based on the journey that I've been on. And the reason that I know that is because I've had some extremely touching messages sent my way. There was a young man from somewhere in northern Africa. It wasn't Somalia. It wasn't Nigeria. I forget exactly where it was. And he was watching my videos, and he became a patron for 1 month. And for the sole purpose of making sure that he got a message to me. And I got to tell you, and I don't admit this easily, but it brought me to tears. There's a young man in Cleveland, Ohio. A very similar story. There's somebody in Sweden. Based on their name, I'm not sure whether it was a male or female. Probably a male, because that's what most of the people that watch my channel. But I've received so many messages that, and those are the big messages. Those are the ones that just stop you dead in your tracks. But there are so many messages of just pure kindness. And quite frankly, I get a lot of those when we do the Nahko videos, because of the audience that watches the Nahko videos. Excuse me, guys. I take a medication that dries my mouth out a lot. And I know I'm going on for a long time, and I apologize, but I apologize to you that it annoys. But there are a great many that it doesn't, because I know a lot of you guys like it when I share these things with you. Nahko took me to a whole new level of thought. And, it's so easy to grow a little bit and pat yourself on the back and say, wow, look at you. Nahko makes you realize you got a long way to go, man. You got a long way to go. And, and then I watch podcasts, Joe Rogan, and I've watched him. It's almost been a metamorphosis with him, and he'll be the first to admit that. And now when you watch him, it's a different vibe. He's such a human being, and that is the ultimate compliment that you can give a fellow human being, is to call them a human being. Instead of a person, instead of a black person, instead of a white person, instead of a president, instead of a CEO, all these labels that we get bogged down in. The ultimate goal for all of us should be that we're human beings. And what does it mean to be a human being? What it means to be a human being is acts of kindness, selfless acts of kindness that do nothing for you and do something significant to somebody else. Just like the young man in Northern Africa who reached out to me. Here he was probably scraping some pennies together to reach me on Patreon. Which, by the way, you didn't have to do that. You could have hit me up on Twitter. I read my DMs. Instagram, not quite as much. I try to be more active with that, but life happens, guys. But I read my DMs and stuff. So, but at any rate, he reached out to me because he had this dire need to share his story with me. Young man, you changed yet another trajectory of my life. And I love you for that. It's absolutely amazing what just an act of kindness can do for a fellow human being. I'm going to stop there because we need to get on to the video. And again, I apologize for anybody that came here to just watch me react to this video. I don't mean to bother you with that stuff. But my guess is that most people that watched the entirety of what I had to say, I'm going to guess appreciated what I had to say. So, anyway, let's do this. Nahko and medicine for the people, because I know there's a differentiation sometimes. Sometimes it's just him or whatever. This is love letters to God. Oh, this looks like a cool video.
Always give what you can, even if your allies draw lines in the sand and dig. Always dig a little deeper. Sometimes it's hard to be my brother's keeper. Love, so you let love in. Baby, I am home in the wake of your skin, and it's crazy how we wear a ceremony. Always be open to your path and your journey. Yes, she cradles my loneliness, a home at a forest nest. Universal test, feel the weight of my love. Put your hand on my chest and rest in the cradle of my arms. The battle that we face is a place where our scars come from. And to pick up the gun, my love, we are destined to teach these ones to be brave and never run away. Courage is birthed from the womb on the first light of day. Yeah, the day you were born, you came out perfect, never meant to be torn in silence. Never been so loud in the violence, never been so proud of our people. When we're fighting for a change, not afraid to lose it all. Despite all the rage, we are animals and we cannot be caged. Provoke us to fight, so we burn a little sage and write poetry. Wiser than the enemy will ever be. The minority and authority. Are you here to protect or arrest me? I can't tolerate the hate and I'm losing sleep. Can't breathe cause they're choking out a war in me. Immorality, yeah. Love letters to God. I wonder if she reads them or if they get lost in the stars, stars, and stars. Yeah. So many parts to a heavy heart. If there's no beginning, then where would you start? Start, where would you start?
I'm not sure if this is going to continue, but I want to rewind that. That trumpet is absolutely beautiful in there and perfectly placed.
Where would you start?
That is beautiful, man.
Human souls, so we carve them into storytelling pose. Cause we're always searching for a certain goal, a pattern of physics, a role. Don't believe how you're told, and open up your fist. A misconception, you can fight like this and praise with the power of prayer, of God's on our side, we can take the stairs to the heavens. Flipping through my chapter 7, I live with the snakes and the great deception. No court in this country for men who steal from the mother on paper with pen. And we're tripping down a red dirt road and we're asking, is this the way we should go? Kissing soft top feet, oh my God, this we walk the earth, baby, yeah, we got this focus. And it's redirected, grateful, and I'm resurrected, stubborn, but I know the way. You're the skin on my drum to your rhythm, I will sway, take my hand, I won't lead you astray. We will not go deadly into the darkest of days. Grandma's here, and she says persevere, take a walk in her mox, leaves a trail of tears, and our fears are the same as the everywhere fears. And I'm the pain of a Holocaust years, always marble in motion, maybe, baby, being not another notion. Your arches, how they bend and contract on my conscience, never slip through the grip of my thesis. And my theory is I shine in your presence, I deliver into you. Love letters to God, I wonder if she reads them, or if they get lost in the stars, stars, in the stars. So many parts to a heavy heart. If there's no beginning, then where would you start? Start, start, where would you start?
Oh boy. I don't know what to say. And I'll be honest with you, towards the end of the song there, the last 20 seconds of that song, I was thinking about what am I going to say? I can't say anything. Oops, I'm sorry, guys. Hang on, please.
Lend your ears.
Oh boy, it was another Nahko song. I forgot to hit pause on that. Sorry about that. How do you add to that? And I guess that's what I was struggling with, is how do you add to that? You can't add to that. That was so beautifully said, man. Let me say this. I think I've been pretty well on record to say that, I don't believe in, I don't like religion. I don't like organized religion. And I don't believe in this monotheistic approach to God that many of us take. A lot of the Native Americans, especially, their gods are many gods. There's the god of wind. It depends on your tribe and all that stuff. I get it, but for the most part, in a ubiquitous form, they believe in, the wind is God, and everything is, that's part of nature is part of God. And I'm much more inclined to believe that. But I think that I consider myself what I self-proclaim as a universalist. Okay, I think that God is more of an energy, and if you want to use the God and devil in that, I would say that devil is bad energy. So, but the video on that was absolutely unbelievable. So here's the deal. I'm ding ding, but here's the deal, and this is how I do my playlist. Right, I have a playlist for every artist, and I put it. I have a folder for each artist that I do. All right, and I put the song in there, and then I'll have a separate one where I put a playlist for each genre. So I have a heavy metal playlist. I have and then I have a couple different types of heavy metal playlists that I have. And then I have a rap, like more of a hardcore rap. And then I have a hip hop playlist. And then I have a country playlist. And I have old school playlist. And then I have two playlists, depending on whether I'm in my truck or on my motorcycle. It's hard to make that playlist. Okay? It's very difficult to make that playlist. I can tell you that song right there is going in both of those playlists. And I can also tell you that there's only about 20 songs, maybe 25 songs that I have that are in both playlists. It doesn't mean that's the only thing I listen to when I'm in my truck or on my motorcycle, but those are the first ones I reach to. So in other words, that song is going to be in heavy rotation in my playlist. Boy, do we need Nahko now more than ever. Do we need humanity more now than ever? You know, this goes beyond Nahko at this point, right? This is a journey that we should all be on to get better as human beings. To stop the judgment. I love you guys. And that's all I can say. That's all I can add to anything to do with this video. I love you. And I love you so sincerely. Metal Biker Dude, peace.